going on, YouTube? So today we're going to check out the Topdon TD309 OBD2 code reader. So went ahead and purchased this item so that way I could read codes in vehicles, in my vehicles, my friends' vehicles, my family's vehicles. If you own a car or a truck or anything like that, most likely you'll eventually come down the path where you'll actually need to read your own codes, or spend some money and actually take it to a dealer or a car repair shop to get the code read and find out what the issue is. Now, you can take your vehicle to like an AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts and borrow one of their code readers, but then you gotta take in your driver's license, and they'll keep it with them, and then go out to your vehicle and all that. So these are actually pretty inexpensive now. I think this one was 20 bucks, 25 bucks. I'll link it in the description below. I just wanted to check it out because it actually will read the code. It'll do a freeze frame and actually does IM readiness. So that in itself is great to have for diagnosing your vehicle's issues. You don't have to be a mechanic to want to purchase one of these. At least it'll let you know what the code is or what the issue is, and then you can Google what the actual code name is or the code number, and within the top 2 or 3 searches you'll be able to find out what the issue is and possibly even an easy way to fix it from like a message form or something like that. So let's get it opened up. First of all, I hate packages like this. I'm sure it's cheap to package it like this, but it's almost like instant cutting myself because you have to use a razor, and then you gotta try to be careful to not cut the actual device itself. Also, I wanted to mention, now that I got it turned around, this works on any vehicle that's 1996 and newer, or at least most vehicles. It does have an easier to read display, and then the device itself doesn't use any batteries. It actually powers off your OBD2 connector itself. So let me get this opened up and show you what it looks like. Alright, so here's the device itself. It's a plastic body case. Easy to push buttons here with a little readout LCD screen. Back side has some grip to it. There's no rubber to it. It's still plastic. But, I mean, it's 20 bucks. What do you expect, to be quite honest? I mean, it'll do the job. The cable is about 2 feet long, so it's perfect distance and length, so that way when you have it connected underneath your dash, you can be sitting in your seat and you won't have to actually just be all knelt down underneath the dash area. So where all the OBD2 connectors are, they're usually underneath the dash, underneath the driver's side. Here you can see it right here. It'll match up with the connector on the actual device. Some are in the middle here, and then some are even on the side here, but they're usually pretty visible underneath the dash here. As you can see here, it's pretty much out in the open. So let's go ahead and get it connected here. Also, I wanted to mention, once you connect it up, it may power on already, but just turn your ignition on. You don't have to start your vehicle, but turn your ignition on, and it should power up if it hasn't done already. So I lied. Look at this. It's about 2 feet, but not quite enough to have enough room to pull back on it a little bit. So it is booted up now. Let me start the ignition, or turn on the ignition. Oh, fun fact, those that have the push button start, just push or just tap the button with your foot off the brake and the vehicle won't start. So now that we have it on, we can go ahead and press enter. Well, it says enter to scan or down to setup. Go through setup. So let's go ahead and scan to see if there's any codes, which there isn't any on this one. I know that for a fact. Well, I don't know for a fact. Let's try. So it's scanning. So it shows 0 codes found, 3 monitors that are NA, and whoops, that was really quick. 8 of them are okay. So right here you can read the codes. You can scroll down to erase the codes. So if it does have codes that are red and you want to get rid of your check engine light, which right there is what your check engine light looks like. So say you're driving down the road and your check engine light's on, you can actually erase that, make it go away by erasing. It won't erase the problem, it'll erase the code. It'll eventually come back. You can go down and view freeze frame. So that is very nice about this unit. Freeze frame allows you to, what it basically does is it freezes the actual issue itself. So all kind of like your coolant temperature, what RPM you're at, speed, different readings through different sensors at the very time of the actual code itself. So you can further diagnose what the issue is. Next one is I am Readiness. So if your car needs to be checked for emissions, if you're in an emission checking state, which I am in Missouri, you can check to see if your vehicle is ready to be checked for emissions. And then vehicle info, which actually, let's check that out. So you can go through and find a few information, a little bit more information about your vehicle. And then you can exit out of this menu. So other than scanning and doing all that, you can also do the setup, go to setup, and you can change the language on this. Oh, wow, they got a lot of languages here. They got 5. So you got English, Dutch, Espanol, and France. Oh, crap. Now I changed it. I don't know. There we go, back to English. Units of measurement, you can increase or decrease the contrast, and then you can exit. So since I didn't find any codes or any issues with this vehicle, I didn't have to fix anything. So another thing is some vehicles do have a fault code that doesn't show it doesn't show the display on your speedometer that there's an actual issue or a check engine light. So if your car is running poorly or if it's just having problems, be sure to use a code reader like this to go ahead and you can read codes that have not displayed on your device. It'll read any codes that have been captured by your ECU. So that's really nice about this. It's a pretty simple process here, 2 buttons. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, there's only 1 scroll down button. That's kind of annoying. What if you want to go back up? Well, you just go through the whole menu and then it goes all the way back, starts over. I thought that would be a pain in the butt, but there's only like 5 or 6 menus at max, so it's not that big a deal. Other than that, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about this device, put them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you like the content, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you next time.